why I told her, I said, if you're in any church that does not care for your spiritual growth, leave that church and go. If you are here and your spiritual growth does not matter, does not count to what you are doing, leave. Chapter 16, where Jesus told, he said, go into the world. Every one of us, we have a mandate that will be fulfilled. By the time you leave this earth, God will not ask you, how many cars do you buy? How many clothes do you wear? How many shoes do you buy? How many churches do you build? How many this, how many that? He will not ask you. The thing is going to ask you, how many souls do you want? One thing that makes men to remember men is when you impact in their life. That is when you will be remembered. I have not seen anybody that is being remembered because they wore shoes, because they bought shoes, because they bought clothes. No. The men that are being remembered in history, there are men that imparted life. There are men that touched generation. There are men that shifted destiny. Such men are men that are being remembered. So therefore, when you leave this earth, God will not ask you, how many cars do you ride? How many houses? How far is your business? It's none of God's business. The question that God will ask you is this: how many souls do you touch? We have so many divine calling wasting in our churches these days. We are now building a church that only the pastor become the superstars. Yes, that is the kind of church we are building, where the pastor becomes the largest man. He becomes the superstars. They're no longer interested in raising men anymore. As far as offering is coming, as far as tithe is coming, it does not concern the pastor. That is the kind of pastors we have these days. They don't care anymore. They are now building pastors that members will be calling all the time on phone. So pastor is seeing himself as Wizkid, as Davido, as Bonabo. That is what pastors are becoming. Where is the fulfillment where Jesus said, raise me disciples? We have so many destinies wasting in the church. We have so many stars, so many glories that has been closed by the leaders in the church. Yes, I can boldly tell you, these days pastors, they don't want you to do better than them. I've been in a church that I'm prophesying. The general overseer told me in front of the church congregation, he said, hey, stop prophesying in my church. The man of God made a statement. He said, yes, it's not time I start dragging my members. You can see the ideology. They want to remain superstars. That is why we have so many destiny dying in the church. God will ask us questions. Where are the souls? Where are the disciples? Where are the men that I asked you to preach for me? Where are they? We are now building a church that the spiritual growth of others have been neglected. Any grace that the man of God does not function, he does not want you to function in it. They forgot that we prophesy in part and we know in parts. The church is not complete with only your pastor. A lie. The church is never complete with only the general says a lie. And there are graces, there are layers in the life that the GO will not work in except for the members he raised. We have so many callings dying. So many divine possibilities are being buried in the church. The church is now becoming like a graveyard where men comes and they lost their gifts. The church is now becoming like a burial ground where we don't talk about divine calling anymore. Pastor is a star boy. Do something with your calling. Do something with your divine calling. I don't know how long you have been in wastage. Do something with your... That's why I told her, I said, if you're in any church that does not care for your spiritual growth, leave that church and go. If you are here and your spiritual growth does not matter, does not count to what you are doing, leave. Can we look at you in the next 5 years and say, yes, something came out? Some Christians have been in a church 5 years, 10 years, they are still the same. No financial stability, no spiritual stability, no growth, nothing.